What's up?
Nothing.
You wanna go hook up?
No, go away. Carly?
You're such a...
Ah! Carly! Carly, help! Carly!
Write this confession down. Seems every line I write's a mess. At least this I'll admit.
That boy Ryan last night, I really liked him a lot. He took advantage of me, and I really thought he liked me too, but then he hit me. And I don't even know what to do about it. If I tell anybody, I'm just gonna be so embarrassed, and they're gonna blame it all on me. I'm just so drunk. I wish I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, that girl at the party last night, I heard she has like a huge crush on me. But I totally just took advantage of her because she was really drunk. She won't even remember it. I saw the chance and I took it.
At after prom, me and a couple of friends got so drunk, and I ended up passing out and leaving my friend alone, and I found out last night that she got raped. I feel so guilty.
Kat, what happened? Ryan last night, he raped me. I really thought he liked me, and I was so drunk.
Do you remember any of it?
No.
You need to go to the police.
I'm too scared.
You need to. I'll go with you.
Okay.
Hands on the wall. Spread your legs. Spread your legs. Your right hand on your back. Left hand. You're under arrest for rape. Not yet. You're under arrest for rape. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to the attorney before we ask you questions and have to listen during questioning. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I've been up.
When we think about alcohol and sexual assault, we also tend to focus on whether the survivor was drinking and not on what the perpetrator was doing. Unfortunately, many perpetrators intentionally use alcohol in order to commit a sexual assault. So some perpetrators use alcohol as a coercive tool, as a way to incapacitate the other person so that they can't resist or fight off their advances. In fact, most people don't know that alcohol is the most common date rape drug.
Other people drink alcohol to give themselves what we call liquid courage in order to commit a sexual assault, because we all know that alcohol lowers our inhibitions. So when we say liquid courage, we're not saying that alcohol causes someone to do something that they didn't already want to do.
For example, how many people have ever decided not to go drink because you were worried that if you get drunk, it might make you go out and rob a bank? No, that's ridiculous, right? If you don't want to rob a bank when you're sober, then you're not going to do it when you're drunk. Alcohol doesn't make you do things you don't want to do. But alcohol can give us the courage to do things we already want to do. For example, if you really wanted to sing karaoke at the bar, but you were a little shy about doing it, after a few drinks, you just might find yourself in front of a crowd singing your heart out. The alcohol didn't make you sing karaoke, it was something you wanted to do anyway. For some people who commit sexual assault, the alcohol provides enough liquid courage for them to do something they already wanted to do. Other perpetrators drink alcohol to excuse their behavior by saying that they were too drunk to realize what they were doing or that they thought the survivor consented. But the reality is, when someone is so drunk that they don't even know what they're doing, they're not going to have the motor coordination it would take to force another person to do something that they don't want to do. Ultimately, being drunk is not a defense or an excuse for sexually assaulting someone, just as it's not an excuse for any other crime, like robbery, vandalism, or even physical assault.
As you can see, it's really common for people to falsely attribute the cause of sexual assault to the fact that someone was drinking, whether it was the survivor or the perpetrator. But it's so important for us to recognize that alcohol doesn't cause sexual assault. Only people who commit sexual assault do.
Let's think about the real-world impacts of buying into these myths for a second. What message do we send to people who've been sexually assaulted when we believe these ideas, like it happened because they were walking home alone at night, or drinking, or wearing provocative clothing? We're sending them the message that they're to blame for their own assault. And on the flip side, what message do we send to people who commit sexual assault when we believe ideas like they were too sexually turned on to control themselves, or they were too drunk to know better, or that the sexual assault happened because of a miscommunication? We're sending the message that they're not responsible for their actions. We excuse them. You see, these two ideas work together. When we blame survivors, we're automatically excusing perpetrators. And when we excuse perpetrators, we're automatically blaming survivors. However, when we can move beyond this way of thinking and no longer blame survivors for what someone else has done to them, we automatically identify ourselves as somebody who would be a good supporter.